times for new moms, but for some, the symptoms and stigma for those suffering from postpartum depression can make it anything but. And joining us now is Dr. Samantha Meltzer-Brody. She is part of the UNC Center for Women's Mood Disorders. Dr. Meltzer-Brody, it's so good to see you. Thanks for joining us.
Well, I'm delighted to be here to talk about the Hummingbird Study and to talk about postpartum depression. Postpartum depression is one of the most common and often unrecognized complications of childbirth. It causes enormous suffering for women and their families. In my 20 years of taking care of women with postpartum depression, this is something that causes low mood, crying spells, anxiety. In the worst case, it can cause suicidal thoughts. And it's very important for women who are suffering to get help.
So what is the Hummingbird Study? How can women get involved, especially if they're experiencing some of those warning signs and symptoms that you just articulated?
The Hummingbird Study is a trial that's looking at an investigational medication called brexanolone for the treatment of postpartum depression. It involves a woman coming into an inpatient setting for 3 days and then being followed after that for a little over a month with careful monitoring.
Let me just ask you this. How important do you think it is that women, if they're suffering from these symptoms, seek professional help and maybe even do something like your study, the Hummingbird Study?
It is critically important that women get help. No woman should suffer with postpartum depression. And with Mother's Day coming this weekend, it is very important that women seek help, talk about the symptoms they have. This is not normal. This is not baby blues that all women experience. Postpartum depression is serious with incredibly difficult complications for mom and the family. Getting help is really important, and we encourage women to reach out for help from a family member, from their doctor, or getting more information at the website, thehummingbbirdstudy.com.
And we'd like to thank Sage Therapeutics for sponsoring this segment.
Well, natural disasters can strike at any time, and it's important